Hello and welcome to this presentation. My name is Lee Snyder, the product manager for the steel segment here at Trimble. And what I'll be showing is an overview of the direct modification functionality and the new improvements that we've made to it in version 2017i. So for those not familiar with direct modification, a few versions ago we added in this new toolbar icon down here. And what this allows you to do is once you toggle it on is that you can directly modify the handles or dimensions for parts, grids, grid lines, construction objects, etc. within the model just by clicking and dragging them. So what this allows you to do is more easily create an accurate model with less clicks, and it allows you to work in a what you see is what you get type of environment. So if we just take a look at a quick example, I'll go over some of the basics that we've had in previous versions and show the new functionality in version 2017i. So with direct modification turned on, when I click on an object, whatever it is here in the model, you can see these dimensions that will just begin to illuminate, and then I can begin modifying these. And if I'm looking at this in 3D, then I can see all these different faces that I'm able to adjust. For simplicity, I'll just keep us here in this 2D environment here just to take a look at these. So like I said, what we can do is just begin clicking and dragging. So if I were to click this handle and just begin dragging, you can see that dimension automatically update there on screen, that as soon as I let go of my mouse, then that's the dimension that it's going to be directly there within the model. If I were to click and begin dragging in the direction that I want this to go, I can also come in and just start typing in a value. So if I wanted to move this 2 1/4, for example, I could just type that in and it's automatically going to update. If I come in and click on this arrow and then type in a dimension, what it will do is it will add to the direction from that arrow to adjust that object. So if I wanted to make this, for example, 1'9", then I can just type that in and it's going to add in the extra material on the side of that arrow that I had selected. Same idea here is that if I wanted to make this 4 feet long, then I can just type in 48 inches here, and it's going to add in the 2 extra inches to the right hand side because I selected that arrow. So if I were to just type in 36, what it's going to do is it's going to adjust that entire dimension to that value that I just typed in. But let's say that I just wanted to add on to the end of this 3-foot dimension if I wanted to add in 3 inches. In the US Imperial environment, we can use relative or absolute dimensions. So what I did before was just an absolute dimension, just saying I wanted it to be 3 feet. If I hit R on my keyboard and then type in a value like this 3 inches, it's just going to add in 3 inches to the right hand side of that piece because that's where I have the arrow highlighted. Using the relative values can again make you even more accurate. What we've added in version 2017i is the ability now to just come in and to directly edit these dimensions. So here you can see these arrows above that we can choose whether we want to add or remove from the left hand side, the right hand side, or just to split the difference on either side. So if I wanted to come in and make this 4 feet, for example, I can just type in 48 inches and it's going to add in the same amount on either side. If I wanted to come in and remove from the right side and make this 3 feet, then I can just type that in and it will remove that foot on the right hand side. So really cool improvement that you can just come in and directly modify these dimensions just by editing the dimension and typing in the value that you need. So another use case for this, for example, is that if we come and take a look at this gusset plate, we had to add in an extra row of bolts. So now I need to adjust the geometry of this plate. So if I needed my 1.5 inch edge distance, for example, I can come in and highlight that line here, and then I can just come in and start clicking and dragging. But you can see it's not landing on a nice even 1.5 value. So that's where I can just come in and click and drag it in the direction that I want it to go. Type in the value that I want it to move, and now I have my edge distance as required. And then I can come in and I can clean this up a little bit further. So if I wanted to come in and adjust this dimension and I want to add the extra material to the left hand side of this plate, then I can select that and then I can type in my value and just make that 3.5 inches for a nice easy number. And then I can do the same thing here. I can add the extra material to the left hand side so that it doesn't adjust the dimension that we just modified. I'll just type in 6.5 and now I have my nice clean numbers with my 1.5 inch edge distance. Another example would be here in the directly within the model, if I needed to adjust the toe plate on this handrail configuration that I have here, I need to fill in this gap. I could come in and I could highlight this piece and just start clicking and dragging it. Or if I knew exactly the length that I needed it to be, then I could come in here and say I want to add the extra material to the right hand side. And then let's just type in 12 foot 3.5, for example. And then it goes in and modifies that, adding the extra material to the right hand side. So with these editable dimensions, it makes it much easier to get the accurate information within the model to build your model as quickly as possible so that you can provide the output required on your job. So the new editable dimensions, they are available in version 2017i. We'd encourage you to try it out, send us any feedback that you may have, and we hope you enjoy this new development.